We just wanted to ask you about your impressions about the Black Portraits project and how you first heard about it.
I first heard about it in discussion with members of the City Council. We had quite a few different types of meetings coming up with International Women's Day being planned, and knowing that the Black Portraits were coming to the museum, and I was asked at the time if I was aware of Mr. Piercy, the actual artist. I wasn't aware of the artist, but strangely enough knew about the Black Portraits and knew the context in which they were being used. We thought it would be in our interests to support the Black Portraits, and having seen them, they are very evocative and I tend to think timely.
So these are the relevant people, and that's Becca Gerber, who's currently in prison.
The thing with human rights is it depends on what's happening in the world with regard to the headlines within the news media at the time, which tends to either detract or help with regard to this type of thing. And I think something which is other than a media headline helps people to assess these situations, ask questions, and get to know people who are being personally involved. And it helps them to build up an understanding of what it all means.
What are your impressions about what's going on in Newcastle these days relating to human rights and social justice in particular, and within the artist movement?
Well, specifically, as Lord Mayor and the first citizen, I tend to be party to knowledge which the man in the street wouldn't normally have access, and I hear of and talk to various factions within the City Council itself and from other authorities who tend to put together exhibitions supporting human rights. We have recently had the Emily Davidson ceremony. Emily Davidson was one of the suffragettes who, as everyone knows, died at the Derby, throwing herself in front of the King's Horse to bring the suffragette movement to the forefront, and is buried locally. So this is the kind of thing which brings the whole human rights thing to stark reality when people realise, that they are local residents who have been at the forefront, who they never knew, and the actual exposure given to these people through media events and news-related events help people to assess their own situation with regard to human rights and bring a bit more thought and support to people who are suffering as a result of the lack of human rights from the areas in which they themselves have come. Newcastle is a very cosmopolitan area and multiracial, so we have a good chance to mix with people and find out the truth behind some of the headlines.